Welcome back to the channel, returning fans, and a massive hello to all our new listeners. Today, we open the book on Omniscient Reader, a saga where a single reader changes the fate of a ruined world. This is the story of an ending that became a beginning. If you are ready to witness the apocalypse, remember to subscribe. For over 10 years, a single number defined his existence. Amidst a sea of indifference, there was only one person left watching. It was not just a view count, it was a testament to endurance, a solitary witness to a world that nobody else cared to remember. It was a story buried in the depths of the internet, a hidden history of destruction that the world ignored. To most, it was nothing but fiction. But for him, it was a lifeline, a daily ritual that kept the gray, suffocating reality of life at bay. 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. The title promised salvation, but the scroll bar revealed a decade of obsession. Episode after episode, he marched alongside the protagonist, unaware that this long, lonely archive was actually a prophecy waiting to be fulfilled in our reality. 3,149 chapters, an impossible length for an impossible story. The averages paint a bleak picture of abandonment, yet that decimal point represents the one soul who stayed. He didn't know it yet, but this knowledge was about to become his absolute power. Kim Dokja sits in the mundane rattling of a subway car, indistinguishable from the tired faces around him. He is the sole reader in a world asleep, holding a device that bridges the gap between a boring commute and the absolute end of the known world. The notification arrives like a final judgment. The last chapter. The end of the journey he followed for his entire youth. There is a melancholy in finishing a story, a hollow feeling, not knowing that the true story is actually just beginning right here, right now. Looking back, the ignorance was a blessing. The darkness of the screen mirrors the sudden void before the shift. He thought he was just reading words on a screen, completely blind to the fact that the genre of his life was changing from realism to fantasy. The barrier shatters. Physics and normalcy are torn apart in a violent explosion of sparks and noise. The subway car is no longer a vehicle of transport, but a vessel of chaos. The fiction has breached the wall of reality, bringing the apocalypse with it. A nightmare made flesh. The predator descends, and the scent of blood replaces the smell of the subway. This isn't a hallucination. It is the first scenario. The world has been ruined, and only one man knows exactly how to survive the teeth of this beast. The beasts of fiction tear through the veil, hungry for blood. Standing before them is not a hero of legend, but a survivor of the text. In this new world, hesitation means death, and the monsters do not care if you are ready to fight. It was a mundane Tuesday, or so it seemed. The final sentence on the screen lingered like a curse. The ending of the novel was not a conclusion, but a gateway that was slowly creaking open for me alone. Metal grinds against metal, a screeching halt that defies the laws of the commute. The subway train becomes a prison of sparks and sudden inertia. The laws of physics are bending, signaling that the ride we knew is over and the true journey has begun. Out of the darkness emerges a creature of nightmare and whimsy. Horns of gold, fur of white, a Docubuy appears. It looks like a plush toy, but its presence signals the start of a game where the only currency is human life. Confusion ripples through the car like a virus. Normal people clutch at each other, desperate for an explanation that isn't coming. They see chaos, but I see the prologue. While they tremble in fear of the unknown, I am already searching for the hidden pieces. A cold sweat runs down my spine. The details are too precise, the atmosphere too familiar. This isn't a dream. My heart hammers against my ribs because I realize the terrifying truth. I am the only one who has read the strategy guide. The words on the screen glow with a terrifying new meaning. 10 years of reading were not a waste of time. They were preparation. Every plot twist, every death, I possess the knowledge of the future in the palm of my hand. The murmurs of the crowd turn into a chorus of panic. They are characters in a script they haven't read, waiting for a savior. The admin watches us with amusement, treating our terror as nothing more than prime-time entertainment for the Constellations. The barrier between the written word and the breathing world dissolves. The solitary hobby that defined my youth has consumed reality. There is no going back. The story is no longer something I watch. It is something I must survive. We look out at a horizon that burns with the fires of the apocalypse. The city we knew is gone, replaced by the landscape of the scenario. Standing on the precipice, we are no longer citizens, but incarnations struggling to see the next sunrise. The sound of steel clashing rings out, signaling the end of diplomacy. In this ruined world, words fail where strength succeeds. It is the violent language of survival, spoken fluently by those who are desperate to see tomorrow. Gravity bows to the impact. The earth shatters beneath them, a testament to the sheer power unleashed. This is not just a physical battle. It is a collision of wills that leaves permanent scars on the landscape of the scenario. The weight of the blow threatens to crush bone and spirit. Yet, he holds. Against the overwhelming pressure of a protagonist's strike, he becomes an unyielding barrier, refusing to let the story end in tragedy right here. A single glance holds 1,000 lifetimes of regression. In that sharp eye, there is no fear, only the cold, hard calculation of a man who has lived through the end of the world more times than anyone can count. Blade meets blade in a shower of sparks. It is a meeting of the protagonist and the reader, two existences crashing into one another. In this fraction of a second, the narrative belongs solely to whoever strikes the hardest. But within the chaos, there is a flicker of realization. A light reflects in the eye, not of anger, but of understanding. It is the sudden awareness that the script they are following is being rewritten in real time. The ruins become their arena. They move faster than the eye can follow, their weapons painting arcs of light in the dust. Two anomalies fighting for dominance in a world that is actively trying to kill them both. Yoo Joonghyuk stands amidst the falling debris, the protagonist made flesh. He is the hero of the story that ruined the world, a figure of absolute strength. To stand before him is to challenge fate itself. A smile breaks through the tension, sharp and knowing. It is the confident smirk of someone who knows the hidden ending. Even in the face of death, there is a thrill in twisting the plot toward a new direction. The words hang in the darkness, a hanging sentence that bridges the past and the future. It is the start of a declaration, the precise moment where the reader steps out of the shadows and claims the story. There it was, the notification I had been waiting for, yet dreading. The words "unread episode" stared back at me. It wasn't just a chapter, it was the closure of a decade-long life. My finger hovered, trembling slightly at the weight of this final moment. The ending, two simple words that usually bring relief, but now brought a strange, heavy emptiness. As the text scrolled, I felt a shift in the air. The story wasn't just finishing on the screen, it was preparing to bleed into the world around me. I tapped the screen, a simple motion, a digital command, but in that split second, the barrier broke. I didn't know that by opening this file, I was opening the gates. The fiction I loved was about to become the reality I had to survive. The truth settled in like a curse. I was no longer just a fan. I was the witness, the library, the prophet. In a world spiraling into chaos, I carried the heaviest burden of all. I was the only one who knew how the world ends. The horizon glows with the light of a new day. We stand together, no longer characters bound by text, but survivors of a reality we shaped. The story continues with you. Subscribe to the Shadow Arc Studio, and let's reach the true ending together. If you enjoyed Epilogue, please subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. When the world suddenly turns into the very novel only one man has finished reading, survival becomes a story written in blood and constellations. Will Kim Dokja outwit the scenarios, rewrite fate, and keep his companions alive? Or will the plot demand a sacrifice even he cannot predict? Find out in the next episode. Drop a comment below with your favorite moment, theory, or character reveal. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more twists, betrayals, and world